Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon to all our 12th Monarchs out there in Monarch Nation. Happy Labor Day to all. Our labor, obviously, is our love of Old Dominion football. So we are all here today. Big day for all of us players and coaches as we look to improve our team and prepare for our home opener and our Conference USA opener versus a very good FIU team. Disappointing loss Saturday night at Liberty. First of all, I'd like to compliment Liberty on their performance, especially not only what they did on the field, but off the field. I mean, outstanding atmosphere, environment. The crowd was electric. They were into it. That is one of the best, if not the best, student section I've ever seen in 30 years of coaching. They were loud. They were large. They were right behind our bench. They were impactful. So compliments to them on their performance. From our team standpoint, this was a 14-10 game with 20 minutes to go in the football game, and similar to throughout the game, we had a couple key situations that we didn't execute in, coaches and players. We had a drive down the field at that point with 5 minutes to go in the third, down 14-10. We started on our own 9, took the ball all the way down the field. We run a double move with Duhart at wide receiver. He's wide open, and we just barely miss the completion for a touchdown at that point that would have put us up 17-14. Liberty comes back, hits a big play, has a 1st and goal on our 4-yard line. Our defense stops them, forces a field goal. So I'm still feeling really good at that point at 17-10. Concerned because we didn't execute, score touchdowns, or make field goals, but felt like we were still in a very good place. And then at that point, it just came apart for our football team. We didn't get a stop on defense. We went 3 and out or turned the ball over on offense, and that's all of us. That's the coaches and the players, and that's something we've got to correct, the execution, particularly in critical situations. With our special teams, we were inconsistent Saturday night, and you look at our kicking situation. Nick Rice, his first field goal, he hits a 48-yarder that would have been good from 60, really good kick, and then we have back-to-back kicks at the end of the first half where we miss a 40-yarder and a 38-yarder. Both of them had the leg, had the distance, but he missed it by a foot to the right. Something easily correctable with his plant foot approach, but critical situations where we need the points. We did not punt particularly well, 7 punts for a 33.6-yard average. We did have 3 that we pinned them inside the 20. We need to do a better job there. And we had a couple really good returns. Darrell Brown had a 15-yard punt return. Isaiah Harper hit a couple that almost got out, but need to be more consistent with special teams. Defensively, same thing. Inconsistent. The start of the game, we allow a long drive for a touchdown. After we don't execute the fake punt, they score again, and then from that point down 14-0, we go 30 minutes through the first quarter all the way to 5 minutes left in the third quarter. We don't allow a point. I felt like we were dominant in that stretch of 2 quarters, getting ourselves off the field, and then we just did not finish the game the right way. A real bright spot for us was Lawrence Garner making his first start at middle linebacker, a sophomore, had 11 tackles in the game, had some very explosive plays in this game, something we're really excited about. We're hopeful this week defensively we'll get 2 of our starters back. We're hopeful Marvin Branch, who missed this game, he had 96 tackles for us last year. Hopefully he'll be back. And then also Justice Davila, who was nursing a hamstring. We're hopeful he'll be ready to go at free safety this week. This is a guy who missed all of last season, but is still in the top 10 all-time in the history of our program in tackles. So we're hopeful to have those 2 guys back with us this week. Offensively, incredibly frustrating game. We had the ball 8 times in this game on Liberty's 44-yard line or closer to their end zone and only scored 10 points. 300 yards of offense that clearly could have been more if we were connecting, especially in the pass game. But to have that ball that many times on the plus side of the field and only come away with 10 points, we need to coach better. and we need to play better in those situations. And a lot of them were just misses in the pass game. We missed 2 touchdown passes to Duhart, one that was reversed by video, and right before the half, we missed our freshman tight end, Keon White, down the middle. And those balls, Stevie he overthrew them. You know, a couple of them to Duhart or the matter of a couple inches. The one to Keon White was a little too deep. And in this game, it felt like Stevie was anxious a number of times. He certainly wasn't nervous. He was just anxious. He was excited to play. And generally, when you see that with the quarterback, when they're missing the throws, those are the throws they generally miss long. They throw them a little bit too far down the field when they're too excited to play. We're hopeful we'll get A.J. Davison back this week, our starting guard. He missed this past week's football game. Looking ahead at FIU, this is a team that was 8-5 last year, a bowl team. They're 0-1 this year. They lost their opener at home to a good Indiana football team, 38-28. One thing that really jumps out to me, the difference between last year and this year with this team, is they're bigger. They're more athletic based on the game that we watch. Offensively, they want to establish the run, play action pass. They're playing a couple different quarterbacks, or they did in this game. Both kids have a skill set. They can run and throw. They're big and physical up front, and they're very explosive with their skill players. Defensively, they're led by Sage Lewis, a middle linebacker. He had 18 tackles in the Indiana game. He's big, he's physical, he can run. They appear to be a bigger team defensively than the team we beat 37-30 last year in Florida. This will be a major challenge for our team. The exciting part is we're coming home. It's the home opener. It's also the Conference USA opener. You don't normally see your league games this early, but based on the schedule this year, this game becomes not only the home opener but our league opener. And this is a game that we'll need our fans to be loud and impactful. We'll need our fans to be there early, be excited, be supportive behind us, and help our football team in this game, because this one's going to be a challenge Saturday night and one we're looking forward to. And I will gladly take questions at this point.
Bob, what's your normal Sunday routine, and did you stick to that, or did you do anything different in the wake of the kind of loss you had?
Yeah, we stuck to our normal schedule. We've got, I won't go too in-depth, but we've got, NCAA rules, hours, certain amount of time we can spend with them, so we try to keep it normal. Most of what we do, Ed, starts in the afternoon based on our league schedule, times we get home. We didn't get home until 3 in the morning Sunday, so try to let them sleep a little bit, but got them over in the afternoon. And the first thing was to, number one, in a loss, particularly a loss like that, and I always think it's very important as the leader of the organization, you got to take ownership of it. So it's always, I share with them what I need to do better and improve upon. And I shared with them the fact that if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't have called the fake punt after they called a timeout, even though I felt like we were still going to get it. It's a fake we ran last year against Middle Tennessee and converted it. And in fake situations, I really believe you need to have those in your arsenal. We ran one last year, Ed. We were at North Texas, and we were down 35-20 in the first half, on the verge of it getting out of hand. There was about a minute left, and we were on our own 38-yard line, 4th and 3. We run the fake, we kick a field goal with no time left, and we get all the momentum back. And I felt like in that situation, we were going to create momentum. And having Miles Fox run behind O'Shane Zimenez and our 250-pound long snapper with Jeremy Cox on a lead block, and I think we needed, was it this much, Ted? About 6 inches to convert. Felt good about it. But my point that I'm making to you is, at times when you're the leader of the organization, you got to show the kids, hey, you take ownership of it. And I asked every kid in the room, I said, show of hands, did anybody think there was something Saturday night they could have done differently or better? And everybody's hand went up, every player or coach. So that part of it we addressed right away, Ed, and then we had a phenomenal special teams meeting, positions, and we went out and had a great practice Sunday. So I think it's good, whether you win or lose, that you get right on to the next game, and that's what we did.
Falling behind 14-0, really like that. Looking back at the tape, what do you think were the biggest reasons why things happened negatively so quickly? Yeah,
it was, first of all, their quarterback's outstanding. I think he's got a shot to be a very good NFL player. He's coming off a year last year where he was statistically was really impressive. He threw the ball exceptionally well right from the start of the game. And they got us on a couple of well-designed pass plays. The first touchdown they scored was, we were in a blitz situation, walked up, they threw a take the snap, quick screen to the outside, and we didn't tackle. We had a player right there for a tackle at the line of scrimmage. We missed the tackle on it. The second touchdown pass, we have a corner, a redshirt freshman playing his first game. He guesses slant instead of playing his technique, and they hit us on a fade route. So you get a couple quick things like that where you miss a tackle, you don't play your technique, and now you're behind 14-0. So the big conversation with everybody yesterday was, guys, take a deep breath. Let's do what you're being taught, and we're going to be fine. And the reason I know we're going to be fine is I watched us for 6 consecutive drives and over a 30-minute span shut them out when playing technique and doing what we need to. But we definitely got affected by quality play by them and that environment. I feel like it really affected some of our younger players.
Coach, I think they had a fair amount of big plays.
Yes, they did.
That's fair, right? Is that a tell of anything about your defense, whether you're doing more riskier things this year, risk reward, or is that a tell of anything?
It's, first of all, really good execution by them. We did play more man coverage in this game, Scott, than we ever have, because we're trying to be more multiple in terms of what we're doing defensively. But give them credit, they executed. I mean, they've got some wide receivers that are exceptional, and in those situations, we did not execute. We had a number of pass interference calls where we were not playing the technique we'd been taught to initially take away the inside route and then play over the top of the receiver. Instead, we had our hand on the receiver down the field, which you can't do. That's a no-no. These are things that we hadn't been practicing, and then all of a sudden they show up in the game. So I believe in what we're doing. I'm going to trust what we're doing. Our kids believe in what we're doing. But when you get in that situation, when you're playing man coverage and you're out there all by yourself on that island, well, you have got to trust and play your technique. Because if you don't, then what happened Saturday night can happen.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, thank you all for coming. 12th Monarchs look forward to seeing you Saturday night, and everybody enjoy your Labor Day.